back to the question on what is the modern audience, because it used to be, I mean, so yeah, 20 years ago, that audience was still strictly that 18 to 24, maybe 18 to 30-year-old white dude.
Mm-hmm.
But because all of these games, a lot of those early ones that you mentioned, they came out in that same thing. Oh, here's EverQuest. Oh, wait, here's another one that's like EverQuest but better. Here's another one that's like this but better. Everything expanded. And personally, I think World of Warcraft is a part of it because it opened the door to the casual audience. Even though that wasn't what they were called back then, you didn't have to spend 3 days raiding, on the Plains of Power anymore to enjoy good stuff. So, if anything, the modern audience has expanded into a lot of areas that weren't originally intended. So, how do you, decide who to target? How do you approach that new audience, given the fact that it's so wide?
Well, that's what makes MMOs great, right? Is that in an MMO, we have different classes, we have different trade skills, we have different progressions that we're chasing. So the way you solve that problem is to create different play patterns that meet the needs of those different players. So you've got players that are more into crafting, so make crafting more viable. You've got players that are super, super into, UGC and building. So make that viable progression. Give everybody something to do that meets their specific needs. And, and in that, like at least in my case, as a player, I want a game where I can just jump in where I don't have a lot of time to grind or raid or do all these high level things, but I still want to come in and have fun. Like in Diablo 3, I have a high level character that I get to just like jump in and take boss battles with. Like that's the kind of experience that I have time for as a busy parent. An MMO can serve all of these needs just by simply building a class structure and a progression structure that supports each other and that creates interdependency. So you don't need to make something super complicated and deep. Well, in terms of like story or even world, you just need to make it so that players have a reason to talk and need each other, regardless of how it is that they like to play.